Welcome to Dad Musings. This is a spot where I talk about weird, funny, serious things that I've noticed with my kids or with other people's or friends' children, which have got me thinking, oh my god, what would I do? Or why is that kid that way? And especially when I wasn't a parent and I saw my friends who had kids at that point of time and how they dealt with their kids. Like, for example, we were driving in a car and having a lovely conversation with an old friend, and her 3-year-old or 4-year-old was in the back seat, and every time she spoke, she inserted his name in a sentence. And after 5 minutes, when I thought I was going a little insane, wondering what was happening, I asked her, and she said, oh, no, he just likes to hear his name in a conversation, so to keep him calm and quiet, I keep using his name in every conversation. And I was like, wow, oh my god, is that insane, or is that genius level thought? And how would I deal with that if I ever had kids and they behaved this way? Well, more such thought-provoking conversations we have here with my kids on Dad Musings. Today I talk about pets and how did we deal with pets, because as we know, most every child love pets. They're cuddly, they're cute, but they are a huge responsibility. So what do you do when they come all Bambi-eyed to you and say, oh, can we have a puppy? Alright, so that's what we'll discuss on today's Dad Musings. Everything should be amazing. Kids are sweet and adoring, but so confusing what to do. Just listen to Dad Musings. Okay, so pets. They're cute, they're cuddly, they're something every child wants. Damn, I knew I wanted pets when I was a child, and I was kind of fortunate enough for my parents to love pets, to give in and get me pets. So growing up, I've had a Lhasa Apso, I've had a stray cat, we've had a Persian cat. My dad then loved African grey parrots, and he had a bulldog, and he had a boxer, and I was exposed a lot to pets, and of course he looked after them. I was just a passive observer doing the beautiful thing of cuddling, playing, and occasionally taking them for a walk. But we all know with pets comes a great responsibility, because it's not a toy, it's something that's alive, right? So we went through this phase of pets with my kids.
What's up, guys?
And that's Kahan, my 11-year-old, joining us on this podcast. Say hi, Kahan.
Hi, guys. What's up?
Okay. And Kahan, how badly did you guys, do you remember how badly did you guys want pets?
Oh my god, I remember. I remember going to people's houses and they had dogs. We were in the phase where Tai and I wanted a dog. We were like, dogs. And we would go to people's house and we'd see puppies and we'd be like, oh, they're so cuddly and cute. Little did we know the other side of it.
Right. No, so before we come to the other side of it.
The dark side.
Or the dark side, as Kahan puts it. You fought a lot, right? And in this family, that's Mishka, my daughter who's 16, Kahan, my wife Aditi, and me, you knew that I was on your side in the sense of, let's get a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we all know, as in, who's the actual homemaker, homekeeper, looks after the house? Who's that, Kahan?
Mother.
Yes. So whose permission did all three of us need to get a pet?
Mother.
And why do you think that is?
Because she's a family member. Everyone in the family should have a valid point of view.
Okay, so I'll tell you why. Because I was very clear, she's the one that looks after the house. You will go to school, I will go to work, she also goes to work, Tai goes to school. Who ends up looking after the pet?
Yeah.
Mama does, right? So I don't know if you understood that, but that's the reason why. And of course, for my peace of mind, I wanted to be alive in this house. I deferred to Mama on that decision. Then came the lockdown, and then we started adopting. Fostering, sorry.
So we fostered 3 dogs in the lockdown. All-Star was named. We all loved them.
Did you start getting an understanding of how?
Yes.
What?
I understood that it's not as easy as it looks. Every day after I got up, brushed, changed, breakfast, I had to take the dog down, and I had to balance that with online school. It had to be timed that after I need to do everything quickly. I need to take the dog down. while I'm down, I need to pick up the poop.
How
all
did that feel?
Um,
You
it
can
was,
be absolutely
it
honest.
was kind of, no, it was kind of disgusting.
But you did it.
Yeah.
How did you make yourself do? How did you will yourself to do it? Was it love for the dog?
Yes, partially it was love for the dog, and it was also because I felt like if other people can do it, and it's one of the downsides of having a pet, then so be it. Might as well get it done.
What about the times when our first foster, Leia,
Yeah.
fell very sick, and we had to get her to the vet and get her fixed and get her looked
Yeah.
at? What were your thoughts on all that we had to go through to get that little puppy well again?
So I felt like it was kind of emotional because you never know what's going to happen next. And when we found out she was sick, it was just a big coincidence we found out. And just knowing that we could have not found out and it could have gotten worse.
She could have died.
Yeah, she could have died. It makes you just wonder that.
So did you feel that, my God, if I had said, Kahan, this puppy is your responsibility 100%, only then we get a pet, would you be equipped to be able to do all that?
I don't think so. Maybe a little bit, but I'm not fully sure.
So if now you wanted a pet with all the knowledge that you now have, would you still be as vociferous or excited or as demanding to get a pet, knowing how much it takes to look after them?
I would be a little less demanding, but if y'all announced that, oh, we're gonna get another pet, I would be extremely excited. No, like, oh, another pet. It would still be exciting.
All right, so
let's
let's
be honest.
Yes, it would. But let's tell our listener, finally we fostered a little
A
1 week
1
old.
week old kitten. She fit in our palms.
Yeah, she was really cute and we fostered her, and after a month of literally bringing her back to life,
Yeah, the vet said that like it's a walk through the woods. You don't know if she'll make it or not. And her mother had died in the cyclone Nisarg, and she didn't have a mother's warmth and all. So it was.
so
yeah.
basically we got her to life, and then we finally ended up adopting her.
Yeah.
What are your responsibilities with respect to our cat Yoda? And do you think you, without prompting from both parents, do you fulfill those responsibilities?
I'm feeling very attacked with that question. Really attacked.
But you can honestly answer that.
Yeah, so the responsibilities are I need to clean the cat's litter every night after dinner. And sometimes sometimes we have to feed her.
Sometimes. But you're given responsibilities every night, clean the litter.
Yes.
Now, how well do you think you're doing that without your parents prompting you?
Again, feeling very attacked. But Dad, last night.
No, just give me a generic answer with the truth. I don't want to get into specifics. The truth.
So
The truth. The truth.
for the record, during Mishka's mocks and exams,
Without prompting, did you do it every night?
most of the time.
Oh my God, we gotta have a
And
talk.
last night,
I don't last
I
night.
forget once, and now I'm being targeted. So fun.
No, okay, fair enough. I'm not targeting you in that sense. I just want to ask you to give the children listening on this podcast or the parents listening on this podcast a realistic. You love animals. You want to look after them, but
Yes.
you forget. In my opinion, if I'm being honest, I think 50% of the time you forget. 50% of the time you remember, which is great in my opinion, and you're learning. And we remind you. But you now know the responsibility. We've
Yep.
forgotten to feed the cat. We, as in
Yeah.
all four of us, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes when we are busy and everybody's doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And that's not a nice feeling.
Yeah, because she'll be hungry. And how would you feel if you were hungry for a long time?
Absolutely. And when we travel, we know the
She gets stressed when we travel. When we come back, she is at the door meowing. The second, like, the taxi pulls in, she's at the door meowing because she knows we're there. And I think that she gets a sense that what if they've abandoned me? I feel like that's a really uncomfy stress to have to go through.
Absolutely. Now, last question. Knowing all this now, would you, when you grow up, want to have a pet? Let's say you lived alone in a house. You love animals. Would you want to have your own pet? Balanced
So,
point of view.
Considering all the knowledge I have, I wouldn't go into selecting which pet because I know that what I would choose. But I think that I would still be quite enthusiastic about adopting another pet because I have thought about it a lot, and I think that it's kind of like you're doing a job, you're being a mini parent in it.
Okay, thank you so much, Kahan. You know, as a parent, if I had to just sum this up, for me, I genuinely wanted to introduce pets in my kids' life because it gave them a sense of nurturing, a sense of responsibility, a sense of understanding. But, and this is the most important thing, my wife, Aditi, had to be okay with it because she's the one who spends the most time at home in spite of being a working woman. She's the one who looks after the home. If there's poop around, if the pet has urinated on the floor, or there's hair on the bed and it's triggering some allergy in the child, she had a far more balanced view. And in fact, she even said that if any of the kids get an allergy, we will need to put the pet into another foster home because I will prioritize the health of my kids over the pet. Of course, it wouldn't have been as cut and dry as that, but she laid very clear ground rules. So we took the approval, very grudging approval of Aditi before we turned our foster into an adopted pet. And the bottom line for me was my kids learnt guilt because they very often tend to forget to feed the pet, change the litter. My kids have learnt responsibility. My kids have learnt love. And my kids have learnt how their lives, their attitudes can change with an animal coming into their lives. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So in the long run, it's beautiful to have a pet. We actually locked on to a cat because we all fell in love with the kitten, of course. But cats, and this is advice for those of you who might want pets, are self-sustaining kind of. They look after themselves. They don't need a bath. They don't need to go for a walk. They're very happy at home. They clean themselves at a very, very young age. They hone into the litter and do their thing right in the litter box. It was amazing, right? So if you're looking for a pet, that would be my recommendation. But bottom line is, for your kids, for your family, I think it's beautiful to have pets. And my little bit of input here is, don't buy, adopt. There are so many animals that need a home. Go for that, right? So anyway, that's our musings on pets and what they can bring into your family, the love, the responsibilities. And if you are musing about having a pet, hope this one helps. Okay then, so that's our dad musings for today. If you have similar thoughts, if you have any inputs, do write to me, or better still, send me an audio note. chin2bhosle.com is my website. And if you feel you are all alone in this vast universe, navigating the sea of children and how they behave and what their attitude is, don't worry, you are not alone. Oh my God, what is happening? Our kids have got us balding. Are you in the dark? Need some light? Subscribe to Dad Musings.